Over the years, I've been very curious about the level of Gully erosion in eastern Nigeria. And this has really been very disturbing. Growing up, I sometimes go to visit my grandma in Anambra State. And I see the level of Gully erosion in that community, and it really disturbs me. And I try to imagine how these people survive and how they live, because most of the times they are displaced from where they stay to another place. And eventually, nothing is done to that Gully erosion. They come back to those places and they still build houses. So you can imagine the kind of situation and issues these guys face in these communities. So recently, I started having a conversation about climate change and environmental issues with my friend Sadiq, who is a environmental photographer. So Sadiq really inspired me and really made me to understand the importance of doing a project on climate change and environment. So this inspiration I got from Sadiq made me to actually move towards telling the story of the Gully erosion in eastern Nigeria. So I planned my project to document two states in eastern Nigeria, Imo State and Anambra State. So in Imo State, I itemized like 3 local governments that I could actually document because they have a large level of this Gully erosion. I identified Oru East, identified Olu and Owerri. But in Anambra State, I identified just 1 local government that I think they have a very high rate of Gully erosion, which is Idemili local government. And because of the fact that I'm very familiar with Idemili, my mom is from Idemili, and I am very, very familiar with the area. So I chose Idemili to actually document. So, but I was unable to document certain areas in Imo State, the Oru East and Olu, because of the level of insecurity that I didn't have security clearance to go there. So I just documented Idemili in Anambra State, and that was it. And it was really an awesome experience. Then I also documented places in Owerri town that had experience of Gully erosion, and it was a very good experience. I even identified some sand mining sites in Owerri that I really documented. It was really exciting to document these areas and tell the story of this environmental challenge faced in these communities. So in Idemili, I actually went to a village called Nnewi. So I wouldn't call Nnewi a village. Nnewi is a big town just after Nnewi, in between Nnewi and Nnokwa. So in Nnewi, I had to get a fixer, and the fixer was the bike guy that carried me around. So his name Johnson Igwe. So Johnson Igwe, I asked him, where do we have Mbize in Nnewi? Mbize in Igbo means erosion. And he said, anyway, a very big Mbize na Nkwo Nnewi Road. So he said that they have a very big erosion in Nkwo and Nnewi Road. So I was like, okay, let's go there. So he took me to Nkwo and Nnewi Road, and I saw this big Gully erosion, and it was so devastating, and I had to document it, take pictures of it, had a drone shot to get the area view. And also I discovered that it has encroached into the farms of people, so nobody could even farm there, nobody could build any house there. It was really, really devastating. But most encouragingly, I learned that the erosion got to the road, but the government of the Anambra State helped to visit the site and also reconstructed the road, and it was so an amazing situation for me, because most times government just neglect these things and put a blind eyes on them and do not do anything about it. So I had a very good time with my fixer, Johnson Igwe. He took me around, took me to the market, I got some bananas and all, and eventually it was a success because of him, because I wouldn't have even known this location if not for him. I wouldn't have even I had no clue. The last time I was in Nnewi was over 15 years ago. That's because the Nnewi is actually close to my mom's town. I've not been there after the death of my grandma, so I've not actually gone to that place for over 15 years. So the only time I go there, maybe just for work, maybe Nnewi or so, but I've not been to Nnewi or Nnokwa for the past 15 years. And it was an amazing situation because he took me around and showed me the places I need to document, and I enjoyed myself, and I went back to Owerri, which was actually my base during this project time. In Owerri, I tried to capture the Gully erosions I saw there, but the challenge there was that I lost my inspiration. So for the full day, I couldn't do anything, so I decided to just take a site tour, just walk around those locations and see what it looks like and all. So the following day, I had to contact my friend Nonso. Nonso was the official photographer of the former governor of Imo State. and he acted as my fixer on that day. So we went there together to document. So first of all, we documented an abandoned road which was devastated by the erosion that happened some couple of years ago, and since then the road has not been worked on. So we did like an area view of the road, just because the road has been abandoned for a long time. Then we went to the sites where they were doing sand mining. So they were kind of excavating sands from this location. On our way to that place, we met some guys who were like street guys over there, but we were not really disturbed by them because we also dressed as if we were also street guys. We were wearing very big pants, trousers, and we were wearing slippers. We were just all dressed very very casual, and we encountered them and it was cool, and we eventually went to capture the sand mining site. So we did an area view of the place and captured. It was actually a very beautiful site, but you could see that the site also has been abandoned, and I think the Ministry of Environment also, or Mining, wrote a notice there that nobody should mine sand there. For me, I think it's a very welcoming idea, because that place used to be a water body that was really destroyed by this human activity, and so you could imagine what a water body is looking like at this point in time. Like, people kind of excavated sand from those locations and destroyed the water body, and at least today the activity has stopped, and the government is, I believe, they'll be doing something about it. So we captured that site, and that was it for me. So I couldn't go to the other sites in Imo State, Oru West and Oru East, Olu. So I couldn't go there because of the insecurity. And even my stay in Owerri was short because it was really insecure for me, so I had to leave. So my basic concern is to show the world what the Gully erosion in eastern Nigeria looks like, what the situation of our environmental issue is like. I want to even know what the ecological fund is used over in the eastern part of Nigeria, because as a growing up child, this has been an issue. Up to now, it has been an issue. Every day you see this situation and nobody talks about it. So it's quite important that the world sees what these people are passing through and what the environment is like in eastern Nigeria.